Kashish Patel. You can call me Cash, as in money. That's how I go by when I'm, in abroad studying my masters. But I'm so happy to be here and meet you all. And I feel that it's a great pleasure to have this conversation with you. And to be very honest, I don't think I've achieved something big, but I feel that my journey has just get started, and I feel you can learn and adapt so much from this conversation, and you will definitely move out of your comfort zone and do something. And always remember, like, if you can dream it, you can, make it. So just keep in that mind, and let's get started with this conversation. So currently I'm working as a project manager at Alexion AstraZeneca, which is a pharmaceutical company. And I'm also doing my second master's in project management at Northeastern University in Boston, America, the United States of America. And Boston is like a hub of universities. So all the universities, the top universities in the world, like Harvard, MIT, are based in Boston. Even the top medical facilities are there. So I'm really fortunate enough to land in a university where it's just surrounded with so much of knowledge. And my journey has started from a BMC school, a Hindi medium school, and till 10th grade I was a Hindi medium student. But I never felt any less than a English medium student, something like that. And after my 10th grade, I got admission. I was able to get admission in one of the top institute in Mumbai, which is KC College. And that's because I had secured really good percentage in my 10th grade. And every, friend of mine was taking admission in some different colleges where they could all be in a, I would say, crowd, or they can be together. But I was the one who really got a good opportunity in KC College, and I stepped out of that crowd. I was like, let's learn something at a different college. So that's the reason I joined KC College, and I still remember that it was an economics lecture in my first year of junior college, and I did not understand anything. It was in English. And then when I was sitting during a lunch break, all the friends were talking in English, and nobody was talking to me. And I felt really sad. Like, is this because I don't speak English that well? I was fumbling a lot. But then there were a set of friends who really made me feel welcome, and they started talking to me. And over the period of time, I went out of my comfort zone and I started speaking English. I was speaking wrong. I do speak wrong. I do not, English is not my first language. So it's okay to speak wrong, but it's always important to keep learning and improve on that. So that piece I always had in mind, and so I built upon that and I learned English. So when I was completing my bachelor's in commerce, I was really confused. What should I do? Because I was always good at studies. I was good at creativity. I liked painting. I liked writing, and it's just I felt I was bit of everything. So it was tough for me to decide what exactly I'm meant for, because somebody suggested me you can go for CA or CS because your percentage are good. I was topper in secretarial practice. I was really doing good at academics. But then there was a part of me who wanted to explore the creative side of mine. So that's where I connected with Antarang. Somebody told me there is this NGO that helps students with understanding their career path. And so I joined Antaram, and in the span of 2 months, we worked on coming up with our plan A and plan B. And we also discussed what is our short term goals, long term goals, medium term goals. And I still have that paper, where I have written what do I want to achieve in next 6 months, what do I want to achieve in next 1 year or 3 years from now. And I haven't got that paper with me right now, but trust me, I have achieved more than what I have written. And I feel that's where Antaram helped me really a lot to just understand what I really want and how I want it. It was not just about writing things down, but planning it, planning the execution part as well. So after finishing Antaram program, I was pretty clear that I want to go into digital marketing because it felt like a combination of creativity and also the analytical side of mine. So I did I was preparing for MBA. Actually, I did prepare for CAT, but there was a friend of mine who said, "Why are you going for CAT? It's really expensive when you can do a certification course and get into marketing." And that made sense to me that I can invest a small amount of money and still learn marketing. And I was again exploring my career path, so I felt that is a safer choice and also the best option to get started with. So I did a online program, and again, there's this thing that I wanted to do an in-person program. I was like, कौन सीखेगा online? कुछ समझ नहीं आएगा. It would be so crazy to learn everything online. Nobody would be there to help my, you know, solve my doubts and things. But I remember I was talking with this institution, digital marketing institution, and she told me that we are having online classes. Would you be interested in that? And I said no, I don't want to learn online. I want to learn in person. I want to go have that classroom experience. And she said, Kashish, you are planning to build a career in digital marketing and you're afraid of going digital. And that's when I realized that, oh shoot, this is not something that mindset I should have. And so I decided to do post graduation in digital marketing and communications from MICA and Upgrad. So it was an online program. MICA is a well known institute for marketing, and I was glad to enroll in myself in that program. And simultaneously, I was also doing my master's in commerce with specialization in management. And I was also learning German on Sundays. So here's the thing about me that I like to keep myself um, into multiple things. I like to do so many things together because I feel that keeps me productive. So that's the reason I was learning so many things together. And I come from such a small background where I feel a knowledge piece is something that can help me to get exposure. So I did my masters simultaneously learning marketing and learning German. So during my German classes at Mumbai University, I came to know that you can go abroad, you can study on your own, you don't really need a strong financial support, you can go for loan, you can apply scholarship. And that's where I realized that that's in my plan. I want to go abroad. And when I started my internship, it's a funny story how I got my internship. So I had finished my 5 months of program on this online program of digital marketing, and I applied on Internshala. And within a day, the application seems to be hired, and I was like, maybe it was some glitch. But the next day, I got a call from the owner of the agency, and he said, "Hi, Kashish, we would like to have a phone call interview with you. Are you ready?" And I was like, okay. And we had 20 minutes of conversation, and that his name is Vivek Bhanushali. And he said, okay, come to office from tomorrow if possible or day after tomorrow. And I just couldn't believe that I added the job posting yesterday, like the resume, and today I was hired, and then next day I'm having the job getting started. But I just went out of again my comfort zone because that was in Mulund. It was like 1.5 hour travel. But I felt I'll take this chance. And so I went there and I worked really hard in digital marketing to learn different concepts, because learning online is fine, it is helpful, but when you learn on the job, it's really great. So in the span of 3 months, I worked with multiple brands. I was doing content marketing, I was doing search engine marketing, social media marketing, different pieces, influencer marketing. I was handling liquor brand, I was handling beauty brands, logistics brand, a ton of different things. I was like a multitasker. And then after 3 months, they promoted me, and there was a negotiation that was happening, and everything went ahead as per my will. So I realized the potential that is there in me, because the company didn't want me to let go. And after a year of working there, I realized that I don't have to forget about my dream of going abroad, because I've always wanted the global exposure that I had always dreamed of. So that's where I started planning on it. There's an emotional story why I just took the decision to go abroad immediately. I had a dog, his name was Dexter, and I am really fond of animals, dogs, plants. I'm a nature person. And I started the process of going abroad, like doing the research, universities, during May 2022. But then my dog fell sick and he was really, really sick. And I just prayed to God that if God saves him, I will not go anywhere because I want to take care of him. I can't just leave him. If I have to look after him for the lifetime, feed him medicines, I will do that. But then on July 17th, 2022, he passed away. And I was really shattered. My whole family was shattered. And I really felt that he wanted me to achieve my dream. So he cleared himself from the way. Like he just wanted like, Kashish, don't stop because of me. Do what you want. And that's where within span of 4 to 5 months, I did everything. It's really tough to do because when you're planning abroad, you have to do at least 6 months prior or a year prior of process. But I just decided that I want to go, and I prepared for English test within 12 days, which is again very tough because I come from Hindi medium, as I said, and I was doing job at that time, and I was going through this emotional phase where everything seemed very tough, but I made sure that I do my study. I prepared for the exam. I cleared with 7 bands, and then I applied to 6 universities, and I received acceptance from all of them with scholarship. But the top university, Northeastern University, which was in my top list, I did not receive scholarship from them, and that was the most expensive one amongst them. I had a conversation. I was connecting with people on LinkedIn. Being a digital marketer, I know how to use social media well. So I connected on LinkedIn with people, and I came to know that Northeastern is an ideal option for me, but they did not give scholarship. But I still felt like that it's fine. I'll work harder and I'll afford myself. So I chose Northeastern, and the irony is, after 2 days, they also gave me a scholarship. So as I feel that the blessings of my dog is always there with me. I just take it like that he's watching there and showering his blessings on me. So everything happened any moment, visa process and everything. Sab kuch last moment hua. But fortunately, I flew to America, and my reason was not like having a standard of living or shosha or that having that American dream. For me, it was about getting the exposure, working on an international level, and building a life not just for me but for my family. And because I stay in Chaul, and there was a phase where growing up I never brought any of my friends to my house because it was small, way too small. Like I felt that they might not believe if I stay here or they will judge me. So that's the reason that I never told them about this. But my close friends do know, who do not care where I come from and how I stay or whatever. I never brought my friends to my home, which was in Chaul, not because I was not proud of where I come from, but because I didn't want them to judge me on the basis of where I stay. And I don't want anyone to sympathize with me or even have notions about me because I don't want it. It's just that. But I know that the friends who are there, who really value my friendship, wouldn't judge me ever. And there are friends who have been to my house, who have stayed overnight, eaten food, but enjoyed the time. And for me, it was everything that I needed. I feel in my journey, I've had the best family. I've had really great mentors in my life, and I've got everything that I ever wanted. Even the house was small, like 6 people staying in small room, but it was fulfilling. We used to have dinner together, and everything was good. And coming back to a point that when I went to Northeastern University, that's a different level of hassle because I was doing multiple jobs, 3 jobs at a time to afford myself because I did not have the financial background. So, but within 6 months, I got a job as a university job as global student mentor, where I was a mentor for fresh international graduate students who come to university. So I had mentees from Japan, Taiwan, India, Africa, and I was like a mentor to them. I was guiding them. I was guiding them in their initial first semester. So we worked on time management, goal setting activity, which I did back in my time in Antaran. So I knew exactly how they feel when they come new. And then going forward, I got another chance to be social media head of NUSHRM, which is Society of Human Resources Management. It's a student club. And during November 23 last year, I was able to secure a job at Alexion AstraZeneca, which is a pharmaceutical company. I worked there as a project management co-op, which is an internship, and I work under global marketing and market access team. So you see, even when I was doing project management, I made sure that I'm in touch with my marketing side. So fortunately, I was working under a global marketing team as a project manager. So my dream of combining marketing with management was there. And at Alexion, I learned a lot of things, starting from understanding about science. As I said, I'm not from English medium or anything, so science was always Vigyan to me. So I had to put extra effort to understand what science is and how pharmaceutical industry works. And then another another challenge that was given to me was I was handling a generative AI project. I'm not from tech background, but I always had the willingness to learn and adapt. And there is this saying that it's not the smartest one that survives. It's not even the intelligent person that survives. It is the one who is adaptable who survives. So that is the idea on my mind always, that one needs to adapt with the time changing. For example, initially in my career, I wanted to be a digital marketer, but I was afraid to go digital. You can't go like that. Second point in my life where I was given a task where science and technology are together. I did not have that background, but I still took up that chance. So I believe always be adaptable and be ready to welcome the challenges, because they will teach you the greatest lesson, and you would enjoy those challenges when you actually accomplish those things. So starting from generative AI, then I was working with because I was part of global team. I was working with team from Spain, Germany, Italy, China, Japan, Canada, France, so many multiple countries. And my role was taking notes in the meeting. That was another crazy thing, because I was like, will I understand what they are talking? First of all, it's science. Secondly, accent, people from different country. But then, first meeting was tough, but then I made sure that I was taking notes. And then from next meeting, I was clearly understanding what they are talking about, and I was connecting dots. So I would like to again emphasis on this fact that it's okay not to know things. It's okay not to be the smart person in the room. What is not okay is not to have the willingness to learn. So always have this hunger in yourself to learn more and explore what is thrown at you, right? And so I finished my internship in July 5th, few months ago, and currently I'm enjoying my summer holiday back in India. But I will be joining back the company again. They want me to join back. So talking about the whole career journey, I would say that I haven't achieved something that I've dreamed of like in my long run, but I've definitely started my process. And few things that I've learned in my journey is that first thing is mentorship. I greatly value mentorship. I feel that when a person chooses to spend time with you and mentor you is the greatest thing that one can give you. So I highly value that. When someone tells me, Kashish, you should do this, I do that. I believe in execution. I am not just someone who sets goal and forgets about it. I am someone who actually implements those things. I believe in action. So that has been helpful in my journey. And wherever I go, I make sure that I'm connected with some mentors. I find people who value mentorship, who are willing to give mentorship to me. So things that you can explore mentorship is reaching out to people on LinkedIn or connecting with your peers at your university or your work environment. The second thing that I learned is networking. It is extremely important, because one thing I was having 2 months or 3 months ago, I was having one conversation with brand director of Alexion. Her name is Kenisha. And I was having a conversation, mentorship session, where I asked her, how should I build network? I'm still growing up. I do not have anything to offer. So I'm just an intern getting started. Why would people be willing to connect with me? So she said that first of all, no one is untouchable. If you want to meet even the CEO of the company, you can do that. You just need to know when and where he or she is going to be. So there are ways where you can, talk to anyone. So that's the networking piece I've learned along the way. And I'm an extrovert person, so I'm not afraid of talking. But I do realize that there's a lot of communication skills that when I need to build upon. Project management is not a role. It's project management is not, I would say, a designation or something. For me, it is more of a skill. So project management is a combination of hard skills and soft skills. And basically, a job that a project manager does 80% of the time is communication, according to PMI. PMI is Project Management Institute. So in a nutshell, project manager is a person who is either handling people, processes, or projects. So in project management, there are different areas like risk management, stakeholder management, scope management, quality and risk management. So a project manager work around these things, and there is something called triple constants. So whenever you want to deliver a project, let's say you want to build a building, right? So there are multiple methods to build a building. First of all, I would say in proper PM vocabulary, there are methods like waterfall and agile methodology. So waterfall is a method where you plan in advance everything from pin to piano. You know that, okay, this is the budget going to be, this is going to be the scope. Like scope basically means the things that you are going to do in the project. Budget is the cost and the amount assigned to it. And then time. So triple constant is scope, time, and budget. These three things are very essential. Cost also goes with budget, time, cost. Yes, these three things are very important when you are conducting a project. So talking about waterfall methodology, you prepare everything in advance where you know, okay, this much of investment I would need. This is how we are going to build the door or the entrance. This much of cement and this, would be required. Resources like engineers or civil engineers would be required. So everything is done in advance, right? That's a waterfall method. Whereas agile methodology is something where you build as the project progresses. So you welcome changes in that manner. So this is widely used when you are developing a software. For example, you're working on building a generative AI model or software. So you follow agile methodology because you can't set a proper plan and move forward to it and stick to it and be like, hey, I can't have any more changes. Because after a point, after let's say 1 week, you'd realize, oh, we need this feature. Or maybe, this is not going well, we need to change the strategy. So that this agile methodology is highly adaptable and it is something that incorporate changes. So that's the way of project management. And the reason that I chose project management masters because I felt that I can combine my marketing skills with management and move forward. So that's how project management works. So marketing is something that can be defined in multiple ways. Like, I feel that marketing is a broader term, and when we talk about digital marketing, it's basically about doing the marketing online through digital means of communications. So the reason that I chose digital marketing as my career because I felt there is a creative side of mine that can understand so much about digital marketing. And when I got started, I was not really sure about how to do things. Again, I had done the course, but that doesn't mean I know 100%. Unless I went to the office, and you wouldn't believe that the first thing that the manager asked me, he directly gave me a brand. He gave me a brand, and it was a liquor brand. And he told me you have to do marketing for a liquor brand. Have you heard of Glen Monachi? Have you heard of Jack Daniels? And I had no clue what he was saying. All I knew was these are some Firangi words. And then I was like, yeah, I'll do it. Everything's fine. I came out of the office, I called my friend and I was like, do you know what are these brands? I know it's some liquor, but how should I work on these things? I have no idea. I'm just someone who doesn't drink or smoke at all. So She was like, "You will be fine. Just Google it, do your research." I came back in the room. I started my research, and for more than 1 year, I was solely handling that brand entirely, even without sipping a liquor or just not being touch with liquor industry at all. But I was looking after their online sales. I was looking after the app marketing, and I was also handling the client during the client meetings. So that's when I realized that it's fine if you don't know something. Just be sure that you can pull things off. And I also believe in fake it till you make it, but then prove it. So, well, while I was having conversation with my manager, I was like, okay, I can do it. But I knew that it's tough thing. But I made sure that I put my 100% into it and I learned about the brand completely. And the same thing has happened in my current role, that I'm not from science background, but I make sure that I do my study before every meeting. I make sure that I know about the person's profile who I'm speaking to. So if I'm having meeting with someone 101 or something, I research in advance about their profile. I go on their LinkedIn, I read about their activity, I read about their educational background, so that I am equipped with the knowledge that is required to lead the conversation. So always remember that be open, keep your arms open to opportunities that come along the way, but also know in which direction you want to go, right? Know your end goal. It's fine to, just be confused in between or feel like lost. I still feel like lost at times, even while having this conversation. But what is important is building the resilience and coming back stronger. So please keep in mind that it's totally fine not to know everything, but you'll eventually be there. That's something that I will focus on. And few things that I've learned, as I mentioned before, is mentorship, communication, and having a great people skills. Another thing that I feel I've learned in my journey is valuing time. I'm still learning it, but I've seen that it's extremely important to be on time or even before time, because there have been situations where I was late in meeting for like by 5 minutes, and I've missed an important part of the meeting, which was introductions. And introduction is highly important when you are having business meetings or anything. You need to value others' time, right? Because they are waiting for you. They are waiting. They must have done something. They must have been doing something else, but they chose to spend the time with you. So you need to value that thing. So always remember to keep time in mind. So, few things when we talk about self development, and I want to put emphasis on mainly two areas. First is mental and physical health. So, if you want to achieve everything that you want, make sure that you are focusing on your health. बोलते हैं ना, लंबी रेस का घोड़ा बनना है तो अपने आप को उतना मजबूत भी करना पड़ेगा, which I have forgotten in between. So I remember that when I went to USA, I was working really hard, multiple jobs, and after 4 months, I decided to take a pause and focus on my health. And I went to gym, I did exercising, and I started having pain in my right knee. I thought that pain is there due to usual exercise when you started, but it didn't go away for a week. Then 2 weeks passed, 3 weeks passed, it did not go away, and I could feel this is something serious because it's not going away. I remember that I was walking on a road. I had a friend alongside, and I was crying because I was not able to put one step forward. It was the lowest point in my life so far. And I was just crying and crying, not because of the physical pain that I was feeling. I was emotionally down because I felt if I'm not able to step one foot forward in this country, how can I achieve my dreams? And that's where I realized how important it is to look after yourself, your physical well being, your mental well being. And for that, you need to make sure that you are exercising, you are eating good, you are meditating. And I've started recently practicing meditation. I wouldn't say that I meditate because it's really tough to start meditation, but you can practice it on daily basis. And that's where what I've been doing for myself. I create to-do list. There have been times where I have missed meeting with the director That was like an eye opening for me because I was doing multiple jobs. I was also handling few other tasks like volunteering, being director of marketing at university. And one moment I felt I'm doing everything well, but there were other moments where I was missing and I was not doing good. And that's where I realized that I'm controlling things, or maybe the things are controlling me because I was reacting to things that were happening around me. For example, there is a meeting, I was going for that. If there is a task required, I was doing that. But I needed to take lead on that. So I realized that in order to take control of the situation, I need to make sure that I'm managing my time, I'm taking care of my health, I'm focusing on eating good stuff. So that's one thing that one should always remember. The second piece is developing your knowledge base. And what has helped me in that is reading self development books. So I would like to suggest two books that have helped me in my journey so far. Please read Atomic Habits by James Clear. And another book is The Secret. And why I'm saying this, that if you want to become a successful, you need to make sure that you are doing the small things right. For example, getting up early, or making sure that you are being productive or utilizing your time. So those are the things that come from your habit. And trust me, winners or successful people don't do different things. They do things differently. It's a quote by Shiv Kher, I believe. So you need to make sure that you are building good habits, which leads to a successful and a productive life. And then what I highly value apart from mentorship is manifestation. I've seen working that for me. Everything that I do, even right now that I'm sitting here, is something result of manifestation. I was manifesting that I want to create impact. I want to add value in people's life. And whenever I am having conversation with anyone, and that's where I got a call from Antarang, and I was like, okay, let's do this. So even every opportunity that I've encountered, I have manifested it to the core. I've written down, and in fact, back in 2019, when I had written the sheet about my short-term goals, long-term goal, it was nothing but I feel was manifestation. I was writing that down, and I was letting the universe know that this is what I want. And in a nutshell, what is the secret says is, जब आप किसी चीज़ को शिद्दत से चाहो तो पूरी कायनात आपको उसे पाने के लिए कोशिश करती है. I don't know the Shah Rukh dialogue that well. I'm not a good actor. But what I meant is, believe in what you want and do not be afraid to ask. Just dream big, beyond horizons, and those things are possible. You can achieve everything that you think. Every achievement, every success, every innovation starts from a thought, right? That's what the book says. So when you know how to work on your thoughts, how to think positive, how to believe in yourself, that's when things starts to move and they work in your favor. So that's my 2 cents.